Everyone, thank you for joining us on this snowy Sunday. The storm that we've been preparing for all week is here today and tomorrow. KARE 11 weather warn days for the metro. This is a live look at the Mississippi River and downtown Minneapolis from our Skycam. Kind of hard to see downtown, but if you go even further north, here's a live look at the Harbor Cam in Duluth. You can see that the water pretty choppy there on Superior. The flakes really coming down. Snow emergencies have been declared for many cities to allow for plows to get through and, of course, clear the roads. Be sure to check in with your local authorities on parking restrictions as we move through the next 24 hours. We have team coverage for you tonight. Heidi Wigdahl is out on the roads in Mobile 11. Gordon Severson at the airport, where many families are coming and going from spring break trips. But of course, we need to start with meteorologist Jamie Cagle.
Yes, as you can see in the backyard, a few flakes. They have certainly let up just a little bit, but we've had that light to moderate snowfall around the area. As we get closer to 7, 8, 9 o'clock, that's when we expect that intensity to ramp up across much of the area. We'll start out with a look at satellite and radar, and you can see again, it's been beginning to break apart in some areas of central and southern Minnesota. In fact, southwest Minnesota, starting to see a little bit of it trying to mix in with rain, but towards Albert Lea, towards La Crosse and Rochester, that's where we're starting to see the moisture content really ramp up along with some energy, and that's what we're watching for to make its way towards the metro as we get closer again to 7, 8, 9 o'clock right now. Now, as we take a look for our watches and our warnings, there have been some minor adjustments to it. Much of the region still under a winter storm warning, and that will expire bit by bit as you go through Monday and into Tuesday, as the intensity wears off and as the impact begins to die down in some parts of the region. But still, heavy snowfall and blowing snow will be a concern tonight and into tomorrow. Our winter weather advisory, that is where we've seen a few expirations, a few cancellations, and that is because we're starting to see some rain impacts down there, and that's going to be removing the snowfall and the snow-covered roads and the threat of slip conditions in that part of the state. So again, that's why you're going to see some of these advisories begin to cancel out through these evening hours. There's a look at the road conditions towards Laverne, Jackson, even towards Mankato. Good conditions being reported, but we still have snow-covered roads out towards Ortonville, up towards Alexandria, even Brainerd. For the metro, a lot of partially covered roads out there, and as we were talking, closer to 8 o'clock is when that snowfall intensity starts to ramp up. So this is just the beginning of it. As we go into the overnight hours, conditions will be worsening. We'll time everything out for you coming up in a few minutes.
All right. Thank you so much, Jamie. There are a number of school closings for tomorrow. We have those scrolling across the bottom of the screen. And when it comes to driving, if you can stay off the roads, you should. There have already been a number of crashes all over the state. The State Patrol says statewide that there have been 217 crashes, 116 spinouts, and 5 jackknifed semis. Take a look at this, though. This is the Lowry Hill that was partially closed when a spinout caused a chain reaction crash late this morning. Luckily, no one was seriously hurt there. Then near Oakdale, this was the scene at 94 and 494 interchange around noon. Traffic came to a halt when a vehicle rear-ended another and ended up facing the wrong direction. And sadly, one person died in a crash on 35 in Burnsville this afternoon. This happened in the northbound lanes south of County Road 42. The State Patrol says that the driver slid off the road and hit a tree. No other cars were involved in that accident. If you have to travel, MnDOT is reminding you to drive slowly. We have our Heidi Wigdahl, who is keeping tabs on the conditions right now in Mobile 11.
Hi, Morgan. Yeah, we've been out on the roads for about a half hour, and so far we've been in the West Metro. I'm going to show you how the roads look right now. So we are on 55 West. We're right over by Loretto. And again, we started off in Golden Valley and we've been moving closer to Rockford. And as you can see, the roads here have been pretty clear. For the most part, much of the snow has been melting as soon as it hits the pavement, but it's staying wet. Traffic is moving as normal out here as well. We've seen quite a few cars out on the road, but nothing out of the ordinary for this time of day on a Sunday. We've seen plenty of plows out on the road as well. I saw some out in Golden Valley. MnDOT is asking drivers to give plows plenty of room to do their job. The city of Buffalo says city plows started going out on the roads at 4 p.m. to plow the main roads, and they plan to go back out to plow the entire city starting at 2 a.m. Up there, it looks like we have a plow as well, just a little bit up from where we are. You can't quite see it just yet, but yeah, so far everything is calm out here, and we'll plan to check back in with you tonight at 10 p.m. with more on how conditions are. Back to you, Morgan.
All right, yeah, definitely one of those drives that you're kind of gripping the steering wheel when I was coming in, at least, to work. Thanks, Heidi. Now, from the roads to the sky, travel impacts are also being felt at MSP. Not great timing with this storm, as many Minnesotans are trying to get to or to leave for their spring break trips. Gordon Severson is live at the airport with the latest numbers of cancellations. Hey, Gordon.
Hi, Morgan. Yeah, airport officials tell me they got a little lucky with the timing of this for spring break. The busy days were on Thursday and Friday, but here on Sunday, it is still busy here at MSP. Let's take a look at the board over here. You can see the cancellations in yellow, quite a few here on this side. We're talking about Houston, Indianapolis, Las Vegas. According to FlightAware, there have been 117 flights canceled here at MSP so far, and another 268 delays. And if you look deeper into the numbers, about a third of the flights flying out of MSP have been delayed so far today. Another 16% have been canceled. So if you add those two together, about half of the flights going out of MSP have been affected by this snow so far. Flying into MSP, you have a little bit of a better shot. Only about 25% of those flights have been delayed or canceled so far. Let's take a look at some video from outside the airport to see what we're seeing here at the airport. You see low visibility, you see a lot of snow, and the MSP actually activated their full snow crew here to keep those runways open. Their maintenance crew is going to be working around the clock well into tomorrow morning to keep these runways clear. Airport officials tell me their goal is to keep at least 2 of those runways clear so they can have a steady flow of traffic of airplanes coming in and coming out. Here at MSP, they have a massive crew, a maintenance crew, to keep these runways clear. They tell me about 320 workers available between the ordinary staff that they have here and contractors that they can bring in, and they have more than 180 pieces of equipment that they can use. And the de-icing team here at MSP is actually one of the best in the nation. Delta actually brings their de-icing crews from across the country here to MSP every summer to do their training, and so they are definitely some of the best in the business, and they are going to be putting those skills here to the test tonight. Back to you.